always online. Grab your headphones, it's review time. Music's the love and niche divine. Laughs and insights mixed like wine. Every strong and every beat. They analyze, they can't be beat. Chilling it on the socials neat. Join the fun and take your seat. If music's your thing, come along. Hear Amanda sing her song. Chris brings the notes all day long. Together they make us strong.
Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Chris and Amanda's Song Swap Showdown. We are so happy that you can hang out with us today. The band is back together this week.
It is. I'm a member of the band.
That's right. You're a member of the band. No, Amanda, we have missed you very much for the last 2 weeks. First of all, huge shout out to Mark Ronick for hanging out and filling in for the last 2 weeks of the show. We had a lot of fun. We did top tailgating tunes for 1 week, which I'm sure you're glad you missed that one, because I don't think that was one of your ones that you were looking forward to watching or listening or doing.
And I just want to say, I 100% did not plan my absence around that.
No.
It just happened to be perfectly aligned.
It just happened to be perfectly timed with that, for sure. And then last week, we did AI songs. We did some top AI songs, which was crazy. That was a lot of fun. That was like kind of weird and out of the box for us, but that was a lot of fun, and everybody seemed to really like that one. So we had some fun. So maybe we'll do that one in the past, depending on how much more people want. I don't know. Do you guys want another AI music song, music themed episode? Let us know in the comments. So listen, you may be listening to us live right now on Radio Garden State, or you're checking us out on YouTube and Facebook, where you can actually see this. You could see the show, and we appreciate you hanging out with us. Of course, the live comments are on, so if you want to play along today, comment with us, have some fun, throw some shade, whatever you want. The comments are open for you. You can, of course, listen to the show anytime you want, on the go, anywhere you get podcasts, and also, once again, on YouTube. Follow us over there as well. Hit that subscribe button and the little bell so that you get notified every time we go live over there. My name is Chris, for those of you that don't know, and I am joined by that girl.
That's me.
Amanda Karen Sharp.
I mean, my names just keep getting darker or funnier or whatever. I mean, our community are haters. Our community would never name me Karen or that girl, but those haters online sure do. So I'm that girl, aka Karen.
Well, once again, we were talking about this, and we've got an audience. We've got a very mixed audience. We were talking about this on our Instagram, because, by the way, guys, right now, if you want to check us out, we're also live on Instagram too, at Song Swap Showdown. Although you're just sort of getting behind the scenes, you're not actually getting the show. So one of the things we were talking about was that our audience, we have our audience that's been following us on our podcast feed for over 4 years. Mm-hmm. And it's tough because you don't get a lot of comments from them, right? I mean, Spotify's letting you do some stuff now, but still, like, you don't really hear. Some people join the Facebook group, and we'll talk to them through there or on our Facebook page, which is cool. But we get a completely different audience over on YouTube. A much more polarized, much more fired up audience that are very, very vocal about some of the videos that we create, some of the songs that we talk about. And Amanda, unfortunately, seems to get a lot of the brunt of the I don't know, aggression, should I say?
Yeah, I mean, Chris has single-handedly said Reba, he doesn't like her songs. Carrie Underwood, he's not necessarily a fan of her songs. And I'm paraphrasing and just jumping to something here. But I mean, and no one out of the country world comes at him. Yet, I have some somewhat strong views of some metal songs. And I tell you what, the metal community is strong on the YouTube.
They really are strong on the YouTube, because
and Beyonce fans.
Beyonce fans for sure. And by the way, once again, for the record, we actually liked Texas Hold'em, and we still got shade.
Creamed. We gave almost 5 records.
And I still don't to this day understand why, but whatever. Hey, it is what it is. I mean,
it is what it is.
We like this song. I just,
Yeah, so I get the bulk of them.
You do
And
get
that's
the bulk of
okay.
them.
That's okay. I got broad shoulders. I can handle it.
Yeah, you do have broad shoulders, and you do shoulder the weight of a lot of the aggression for guitar-based music fans, I would say.
Yeah.
If you don't like something, they seem to really come at you. But I agree. I mean, I'll say, hey, I don't like this song, like some big country western. I just don't like it. And we put those out as videos, and we're like, oh, yeah, where do we get to? Where do we? And like,
Crickets.
I don't think country fan. Listen, no, there's nothing against country fans, by the way. I just don't know if country fans are as passionate, or they're just not seeing those videos. And YouTube is only pushing the stuff with you in it, with metal stuff, and not pushing the stuff with me, like not liking a country. So I don't know. I think maybe YouTube's to blame.
I don't know. It's fun though. It shows that people are finding our content, which for us, that excites us because that helps our show out. It helps us grow. So, I mean, while we like the great comments, the mean ones help us out too. So just keep the comments in general coming wherever you're listening.
Yes, just keep them coming because they are fun. And we actually have some comments happening right now in the chat. So let me get to some of the comments in the chat because we have some great friends checking in right now. And of course, Ian, our friend Ian from Australia, and he's saying, great to be listening to the show on Radio Garden State from my home in the state of Victoria in Australia, which is also known as the Garden State. Really? I didn't know that.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
Cool. Yeah, Ian, I am so glad to hear that you're listening to the station. And you know what? This is something you said, I think it was last week, Ian, or maybe the week before, but you said it was kind of cool to like turn on Radio Garden State and wait for us to come, but like you're listening to music that you hadn't heard before we come on. And I actually always forget that, like, yeah, there's a whole radio station happening before we come on. And so if you are like, well, I can just sit and stare at the YouTube feed until you guys come on, or you can literally go on Radio Garden State and like listen to all this cool music before we actually hit the air. So
be entertained while waiting.
Exactly. It's like waiting music.
Better than elevator music, though.
Better than elevator music. And he's also saying, welcome back, Amanda.
Thank you, Ian. I have missed you.
Yes, we all have missed Amanda Sharp, for sure. And Dave Mattingly, the VP of the VIPs, checking in with good morning, Sorrow Swappers.
I love that. You know what? That could have been a good title. Dave, before we were on live here, we were trying to figure out a name to name this episode.
Right.
And so we landed on Relive the Pain, but I really like Sorrow Swappers.
Relive the Pain. I know I may have to change the title of this. So Sorrow Swappers is good. And he is also saying, welcome back, that girl.
I missed you, Dave. I miss our community so much.
Yeah, we have such a great community. So his picks for today. So let's just, before we go into the picks, I do want to talk about, I'm popping a little bit there. Let me pop down. I got to get one of those screens, like, so I'm like a real professional, like, radio guy and podcaster. I got to get like a popping screen so I can stop popping.
Listen, we have a shoestring budget, and it's amazing what we've done with the budget we've had. So if popping is what it takes for a little longer, popping is what it is.
Popping. Okay. So today's theme, let's just talk a little bit about today's theme. And, you know, it's about 8 minutes into the show, and I still haven't even said, like, what the show's about, because there may be somebody new on Radio Garden State or somebody out there on YouTube or Facebook that doesn't know what the show's about. So 2 things first. Let me take care of some business. First of all, if this is your first time listening to Song Swap Showdown, well, welcome, and thank you for checking us out. How the show normally works is Amanda and I each swap 3 songs with each other that we may or may not have heard before. And then we rate those songs on a scale of 1 to 5 records, with 1 being a hard pass. That's a skip. Skip it.
Get out of here.
All the way up to 5 records, which is, of course, heavenly music to our ears.
Sure is.
The Songs of Angels.
Which, incidentally, is the name of the very first song I sent you this week.
It is. Yeah, that is a song that goes on an eternity playlist. That is a perfect song. And in our opinion, sometimes you may disagree with that opinion, that we think what song is a perfect song or what song we think is a skippable song. But hey, that's the show. And how do we choose the themes? Well, we spin a wheel of themes at the end of it. It's very simple. We spin a wheel of themes at the end of every episode. If you want your theme, you're a great idea for a show on the Wheel of Themes, well, just let us know. Just let us know. You can hit us up on Instagram, DM us there, Facebook, or you can also email us over at info@songswapshowdown.com, and we will add your great idea to the Wheel of Show Themes. That's right. So, Amanda, I know you weren't here last week because we spun the wheel at the end of the AI show. but I'll let you do it. What is today's theme?
Today's theme is songs about heartache or loss. Heartbreak, heartache, loss. And Chris sends it to me. He's like, FYI, this is what next week's show is about. I think we can make it fun. How do you make heartbreak fun? Chris, how do you make heartbreak fun?
We have a good time talking about the songs. And I
We
think
do.
the way listen, there's nothing, I shouldn't say there's nothing funny about heartbreak. However, talking about music is fun. And that's where
It is.
I'm going to go with that. I'm going to go with that. Talking about music is fun.
And I think Chris and I are both not recently going through a breakup, heartbreak, heartache, anything like that. So we can choose songs that we're like, oh, it feels this feels like a song. You know, it's like I'm not feeling it to my core. Where if you're in the like knee deep in a heartache, heartbreak, we're sorry. And maybe these songs will help console you a little bit.
Yeah. Well, that's the point. Maybe you are going through something, as you said. And these songs, maybe you'll find a song today that you're like, wow, I hadn't heard that before. Or I need to add that to my misery playlist. And,
Absolutely.
And that's okay. It's okay. You got to go through the stages, right? And
stages of grief. Yes.
Stages of grief. And much like the film, if anybody's ever seen the film, John Cusack, High Fidelity, Jack Black was in it. Great movie about, and John Cusack is a grump in that whole film, but he does have a redeeming arc by the end. However, I will say that he is correct. Making a mixtape is so important. And when you're in heartbreak, how many heartbreak mixtapes has everybody made out there, or mix CDs? Or now, you know, kids these days, they make playlists.
It's so much easier.
Yeah.
You just search a song or you hear it and you add it to the playlist. It's so easy.
Although there was an art form of sitting there and making the mixtape, the perfect mixtape to get you through whatever it is that you were going through. It was therapeutic. It was the therapy of finding the song, playing it, hitting record pause on your tape deck, and getting it, and then writing it down on a little, I don't know if you're like, wrote it down on inside of the, so I knew what the sequence was. And that sequence was important, right? It was very important that the order of the song, for me.
Man, if you could get the sequence the way you wanted the sequence, though. Because you were at the mercy a lot of times of the radio playing the song.
If you were recording off the radio.
To get that sequence could really take some time. So the patience, you might be out of your heartache or heartbreak by the time you've completed your mixtape.
Yeah, that's why it's better to do it with a CD or a record. You know, I remember having to like cue up the record at the same time of hit the play pause button. And sometimes it would like, you'd accidentally drop it in the wrong place. You're like, oh my God. And you got to rewind, hit it again, do it. If anybody out there can relate to that, please let us know.
I think we all can. I mean, I know surprisingly, we do have some fun listeners or younger listeners, I should say. We do have fun listeners, of course. I was in Kroger and I actually had Mark Ronick's podcast shirt that he sent me. That's in the font of Friends. And I had it as I was checking out at Kroger. And this young baby who was probably just 16, he goes, do you actually have a podcast? And I was like, how did he know? And then I remembered that I had the shirt on. And I was like, I sure do. And he's like, what's it about? I was like, oh, it's actually a music show that I do with my good buddy, Chris. And we just rate and review songs. And I went into the whole spiel and he's like, I almost didn't ask. I really didn't think maybe you had a podcast, but you do have a podcast. And I was like, I really do. And he's like, what's it called? And I was like, Song Swap Showdown. And I was like, here, let me write it down. So hopefully if you're listening, Kroger Bagger Boy, this episode's for you.
This episode's for you. I gotta send you some stickers so you can pass out some stickers. I got a whole bunch of stickers sitting here for you.
I'm gonna need to get some shirts with like the QR codes on it so they can just scan my back or something.
Yeah, there it is.
Take some right to Song Swap Showdown.
We gotta do that. Yeah. We got a show to do.
We sure do.
Oh my God, there's so much comments going on here. This is great. One more comment. Everyone send Chris some equal opportunity. Yes, please do. All right. So listen, 16 minutes into the show already.
Sorry, everyone.
We've got music to talk about here today.
We do.
So, all right, let's get into it.
Yes.
Songs about heartbreak.
I think you should start with my song to you because I feel like what heartbreak show shouldn't start without the queen of heartbreak and a song that's seen in every single ASPCA commercial or Humane Society commercial that exists. And what song is that, Chris Baglio?
Yes, today's song that Amanda has so lovingly shared with me is, of course, the saddest song in the world.
The one and only.
Nothing gets you more than hearing the song at 2 a.m. in the morning while you're watching TV and you're only woken up to the sounds of Sarah McLachlan's Angel.
Playing behind the saddest looking puppy.
Always the saddest looking puppy ever.
Covered in flies. All the things that you're like, you pick up the phone and you donate.
it's the covered in flies. You had to go the extra mile on that one.
Well, I mean, that's what they do. They get you.
They get me every time. It literally is this song, I remember when it came out, and this was before they started using it for the ASPCA commercials. It was, it was a good song that you'd hear. And now, forever, in my brain, I can never separate it, is the saddest looking animals of all time while this song plays. I can never, ever separate it again.
No. That marketing team knew what they were doing.
Oh my gosh. They totally knew what they were doing.
They were at that round table and they're like, what if?
Yeah.
What if?
What if? What if?
We play this song. Yeah. It's Heartbreak.
But for those of you that don't know what the song is about, it is not about sad animals who have been left destitute, all the horrible things. By the way, support ASPCA
for sure,
because we're big.
Adopt,
big
don't
fans.
shop.
Adopt, don't shop. But the song is actually about drug addict struggles with the world. The angel symbolizes drugs the addict gives into repeatedly. And so it's not, once again, not about sad animals. It's actually about drug addict. And angel is symbolizing the drugs the addict gives repeatedly. So this is coming from songfacts.com, by the way. And so did you know all this? Did you already look at this?
I did look at that. And I thought, how interesting for the name to be Angel and it actually is referring to drugs.
Yeah.
I did find that very interesting.
Right.
Because originally when you just hear the song for the first time and repeatedly for the last decades and decades, I did not know that until I read that for this show.
Right. Yeah, it is. I remember hearing about it a while ago, but having now done the research for this show kind of reminded me. Now, this is what I did know is that the song, and she did this on VH1 Storytellers, that the song is actually about Smashing Pumpkins touring keyboard player Jonathan Melvoin, Melvoin, I think, who overdosed on heroin and died in 1996. McLachlan didn't know him and was never a heavy drug user herself, but when she read about his death in Rolling Stone, she felt a connection as she had just come off 2 years on the road where there's nothing constant, but everything becomes the same. And I actually remember when that happened. That was like a really big story back in the day. Smashing Pumpkins it was 1996. Smashing Pumpkins were like pretty much at that point, like the biggest band in the world. And I remember it was like, boom, touring keyboard player, died of heroin overdose, all that. And I remember that happening, but she said on the same Storyteller show, McLachlan said that the song only took a few hours to write, stating that it was very easy labor. This is the song McLachlan's fans ask her about the most, and one that many seem to relate to. I have the same real visceral attachment to it that they do, she told the Charlotte Observer. It was one of those beautiful songs for me that came out quickly and easily. I felt like more of a conduit. That wasn't all that blood, sweat, and tears attached to it. It just kind of happened. Those are the blissful moments that seldom happen for me as a songwriter. Of course, the song was also used in the 1998 movie, City of Angels, during a pivotal
City of Angels, yeah.
That's right. It was in that. And everybody knows that it was used for the ASPCA, American Society of Prevention of Cruelty for Animals, for those that don't know what ASPCA means. And it started running in 2007. And it's still using it today.
Stopped.
And I will say this, though, that as much as everybody's like, oh my God, it helped and generate $30 million in donations.
I have no doubt.
I mean, can you believe that?
I can, because it was genius.
Yeah. It was awesome. And then here's one more quote from this is that It was a very important song for Run DMC rapper DMC, who listened to it over and over again when he was battling addiction and depression. He said, it couldn't rid me of the wounds, but Angel was like a life preserver tossed to me during a storm. He wrote in his 2016 memoir, 10 Ways to Not Commit Suicide. It didn't pull me out of the water, but it did help me stay afloat until other help came along. Isn't that something?
How powerful is that?
That is insane.
That's
I mean, in a good way. And it just goes to show like the power of music, that how people can have a connection to a song.
Yeah.
And really help them through difficult times, which is, once again, this is today's theme, is this songs about heartbreak and loss. And sometimes you really need that song to just, or songs to kind of get you through that moment that you're going through in your life.
Well, it's so true. And sometimes you just can't put into words how you're feeling. And a song can often do that with it just being the music part of it itself or the lyrics. So, I mean, I think that's why we love doing the show so much, is we get to discover and talk about all the music that's done that for us in our entire lives. So yeah, I will say this song, when it first came out, did not hit my soul or save me. It just was, I think her voice on this, which is very much her consistently, is just so clear, so beautiful, so simplistic, even though it's not simple. Like, it's not simple. It's just such a clean, calming song, reflection song. So I just love hearing it. It's good. It's good. And I'm glad that it's helped so many people.
Yeah, absolutely. including DMC and a lot of animals.
Yeah.
So, all right. So listen, I'll play a little bit of this. I mean, I feel like everybody's heard this song, but that's okay, because we like to play a little bit of the songs.
We do.
Now, this song may be triggering to some people, because you're instantly going to hear this. And if you're like me, all you're going to immediately think about is ASPCA.
Yes.
But all right, here's a little bit. Here's a little bit of Angel by Sarah McLachlan.
And these starting notes are so...
Yeah.
Like, you just know what's coming.
All your time waiting for that second chance, for a break that would make it okay.
Oh, I see. Sad answers.
There's always some reason.
It's a beautiful song, though. It really is a beautiful song.
When you hear these lyrics, it's perfect for adoption.
Perfect for adopting an animal that needs a family.
Yes.
Memories seep from my veins. Let me be empty. Weightless, and maybe I'll find some peace tonight.
And YouTube will dump us. Yes, Mark. Cry, let it out. Let those tears out. Grief has no timeline.
Nope.
From this dark, cold hotel room and the
Beautiful.
that you feel.
Yeah.
I like the TikTok trends that they use this song, and the creative way of people finding things that someone's sad about that they shouldn't be sad about. Well, I mean, everyone can be sad about anything, but it's cute how they choose to use this song to play off of the ASPCA.
There are some, they've used this song in a lot of parody things and all that. And, I get it. It works so well. I mean, when you think about how many times a song, I mean, I personally, I tend to sometimes be a night owl, and I'll stay up late, and boom, and before you know it, like, it comes on TV and there it is. And you're like, oh, man. And it's always that chorus there in the arms of you're just like, I can't do it. It's crazy.
And the narration, for $5 a month, you can make sure that no dog has to have cold concrete under its feet. Like, it's...
Yeah, Mark Ronick saying you have both participated in a TikTok with that song, Mine. Yeah, that's right. The Save a Podcaster.
That's right. Yes, the parody of that. Yes.
Yeah. You got to go back, guys. If you are anybody who's listening or watching right now, go over to TikTok and go follow Mark Ronick and find the Save a Podcaster TikTok. It is great.
I forgot
You can
all
save a
about
podcaster.
that.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
Chris and I have done so much content in this world that we don't even remember all the
No.
content that we do.
No, Amanda and I have about 1 billion years worth of content.
Just floating.
Yeah. It's
Just
just
like
out there.
when
Yeah.
we're dead,
Well-
our grandkids are gonna be like, "Gosh, another grandpa video."
Yeah,
another
great. Yeah, when
grandma
we're
video.
dead, hopefully our content will be living on forever and ever in the interwebs.
Grandma's on the TV again.
Again, here's that episode where they're talking about that sad dog song.
Yeah, they don't know it's called Angel, the sad dog song.
The sad dog song. So, all right. So, Sarah McLachlan, Angel. Where do I rate it on a scale of 1 to 5 records? So, it is a beautiful song. I agree that it is a very specific song that you listen to when you need it, and insert whatever those feelings are here, like heartbreak, loss, depression, just overall feeling like you just need that song that's like the warm blanket that you put on you type of thing. So it fills in those spots. It is a very good, but all the hoopla side of the stuff that we talked about, it is a very good song. It's a very well written song. It sounds great. Sarah McLachlan's voice is awesome. It's still phenomenal. I've heard it recently. She's great. She's an excellent musician. So I would give this a 4.5.
Okay.
I think it's a great song. Is it the perfect song? Is it one that would go on my eternity playlist? I don't know if it would make an eternity playlist, but it's a really good song.
I agree.
So I'm going to give it a 4.5 records because it is a beautiful song and it deserves to get props. I just can't give it 5 records because I don't think it would make my eternity playlist because I don't know if I could listen to that song for an eternity, but it is a really good song.
I think it's very great to get you through, as we said, those hard times. It has that space and place.
Yeah.
And I think for the person who needs it at that moment, it's a 5 record. People probably listen to it over and over during that season.
Yeah.
But I think this is a song that I wouldn't want anyone to stay in the season of having to listen.
Yeah, I think it's kind of like you got to move on from it.
Yeah.
If this is on repeat in your life, like
something's wrong.
You may want to talk to somebody.
Yes.
You may want to call someone. Call a friend.
Yes,
somebody, anybody.
Phone a friend, whoever you need to speak to. But it's not a place that I think I want people to stay in. So I received that 4.5 records. Thank you.
But it is a beautiful song. So,
it is.
That is, I give it a 4.5 records. Where you guys rate Sarah McLachlan's Angel? Let us know.
Let us know
in the comments below. Plus, once you listen to this on Spotify, there's a little comments section where you can actually drop comments in. So do that. If you're on Spotify, drop it in. Let us know. Or once again, if you're watching us on demand on YouTube or on Facebook, you can do it now or afterwards. Let us know. How would you rate Sarah McLachlan's Angel on a scale of 1 to 5 records?
I think your 4.5 is very solid.
Absolutely. Very good.
That honestly may even be higher than what I would give it myself.
Really? I just, you know what? It's a beautiful song. And I think it's a song too, once again, where it's like, I can't listen to it all the time, but when you do put it on, you go, oh my God, this is such a beautiful song. Like,
yeah.
You know.
But I really do think, the status with the dogs has just altered my brain about this song too. But I love it.
Yeah.
I think it needed a place on this playlist for today. So thank you for the 4.5.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And for those people on Instagram right now who are watching us on Instagram, as we're doing sort of a behind the scenes, like live, you guys are not getting the actual show. If you want to listen to the show or watch the show, you have to go over to YouTube, Facebook, or go over to RadioGardenState.com. Because we are actually, what you're seeing on YouTube, on Instagram, is just sort of a behind the scenes type of thing. So that's why you can't hear the music. That's why you can't hear all the little things going on. You could just kind of see me and Amanda. Actually, Amanda's not even on.
I had to hop off. It was pulling my internet too much, I think.
So,
sorry.
Right. So it's just me now.
It's just Chris. I'm so sorry. I think my internet was just being. I don't have great internet.
We'll be live on there for a little bit more because at some point my phone's gonna get very close to dying. So
exactly.
All right. So that is my rating for Sarah McLachlan's Angel.
All righty. I appreciate
my first song to you. I am interested to hear. I'm very This is a song that
Mm-hmm.
I know is very near and dear to many, many
Mm-hmm.
Pearl Jam fans.
Mm.
I am very interested to hear your thoughts on this song, because I
Mm-hmm.
guarantee to everybody, no way Amanda's ever heard this song before. There's no way
So,
you've heard this song before.
spoiler alert, I didn't hear, even though you thought I knew one of your songs, I
Yeah.
didn't know any of them.
Okay.
So what song did you think I knew?
I thought you knew The Cure, Pictures of You.
I didn't. Isn't
Are you
that so
kidding?
interesting? I'm not. And so when I listened to all of them, I was like, I don't know that I know any of them. I know.
How do you not know Cure, Pictures of You? Like, possibly. All right, I don't. Hold on.
We'll go into it.
We'll go into it. I gotta save my shock and awe before we get to that. But I'm already jumping ahead. We have a song to talk about before we get to Cure, Pictures of You.
Hold on, everyone. It's gonna
Hold on
get
to your horses.
saucy.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. But Chris's first song to me was Black by Pearl Jam. To your point, I had not heard it before.
Mhm.
And if I had heard it before, there was nothing about it that made me go, oh, let me listen. But it was interesting. It was
Mhm.
interesting. I feel like this is one, and while I've listened to it many times since you've thrown it my way,
Mhm.
I feel like I have to settle into it a little bit more. I think this song can have a very relevant place for a playlist in the
Mhm.
future.
Okay.
I really, even now, I don't know that I need it on today, but I
Mhm.
think having this in the roster of, it might end up on my working through life playlist, maybe.
Okay. All right. Interesting.
Maybe.
I'm very, like I said, I was very interested to hear what your thoughts would be on this song, because
Mhm.
you're not known to be a big Pearl Jam fan.
No.
And I think that for me personally, 10 by Pearl Jam, their first record is to me, hands down, their best record. I know a lot of but that is the record that I love.
Hey,
that
put him on the
record.
map.
It
Put 'em on the
did,
map.
and I love that record. I think the songs are great,
Oops.
especially this one.
Well, and when songfacts.com, I did some reading, and this song is about first relationships, and it's very rare for a relationship to withstand the Earth's gravitational pull and where it's going to take people and how they're going to grow. I've heard it said that you really can't have a true love unless it has a love unrequited. It's a harsh one because your truest one is the one you can't have forever. And I found that just very interesting. So, because staying in a relationship long term is hard.
Mhm.
Very hard, especially if you've married very young.
Right.
You're so busy changing, and the gravitational pull of life, it just really struck a chord with me. I really like that because the gravitational pull is so strong.
Right.
And so love and respect and care for each other has to be stronger than that. And
Mhm.
that is not always something that a love can do.
No. Yeah, it's very true, because you think about all the things you go through in life,
Mhm.
like life just kind of comes at you
Yeah.
regardless. And yeah, like it says, like sometimes the gravity of life
Yeah.
just
It's too much.
drives a wedge, and it's just too much to deal with. And so you decide to go your own way, decide to separate or what, for whatever reason. And but I think it's just real. Like that's not,
Mhm.
this is what happens. It happens all the time.
And I think this is a very good song, and maybe I'm wrong, but those relationships that just break up just because you're not in the season together anymore.
Right.
You guys truly have outgrown each other. There's no hate, there's no issue. It's just you're different people than where you started, and there's people who walk away and remain very good friends, but romantically they're just not there together anymore. And so I feel like this song can be really good for that too. So it's a very interesting song to me. My knee-jerk reaction was I did not care for it in a way, like I didn't dislike it. I was just kind of neutral on it,
Right.
But as I listened to it more, I was like, I don't know. It's kind of grown on me.
Yeah, it's this is one of these songs, and where it happens on the record too, I think is pretty interesting, because I think it's like the fifth song when you listen to this, when you on a sequence of record on the record for
Mhm.
10. And so basically, yeah, so it goes to like literally 4 rockers, like Once, Even Flow, Alive, which are all 3 like gigantic, like big rock songs, good record openers. Why Go is another like fast rocker. And then song 5, you get Black. And the whole tone of the record changes from that point. Because the way 10 is sequenced is that you really get like these, like I said, these really fast up-tempo rockers. And then almost like Black kicks off the second half of the record, which is these much more like introspective, deeper songs like than you get in Jeremy and Poor. Like you just get like a different, like still the same record, but just a different feeling. And I feel like that song is the switch on that record. And it's a song that people like, I mean, I myself included, like have really latched on to Black. And I know when they've played it live, and I think one show they even opened with it and people went berserk. Like what a song to open with. Like you open your show with Black, like wow.
Interesting. It's not quite a get the crowd pumped up type of song.
But it's a very emotional song, especially when it builds, you know, because it starts off that slow, like almost like sounds like he's playing through like a radio. And then by the time you get to the end with like the piano and and he's just going on like those lyrics that are do 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 do, like it just really builds to something, you know. And I think it's a nice emotional roller coaster, that song.
It's interesting, and I feel I've probably listened to it about 10 times now, which is significant. I mean, that's a lot of minutes
for you.
That's a lot of minutes of listening to Black by Pearl Jam.
Yeah, it is.
10 might not seem a lot, but it is. And like I said, it grew on me each time I listened to it, or maybe not grew on me as much as I could appreciate it. I think appreciate should be the word that I'm using. So I can see where Pearl Jam fans latch to this.
Yeah, it's a good song. Yeah, so you know what? Let's play a little bit of it, because this might be, so unless you're really into Pearl Jam,
I agree.
This might not be a song that you know. I mean, I do play it on the radio, but I guess it's more of an album cut. I mean, anybody that's in Pearl, you know, do you guys agree with that? I mean, I'd say it's a little bit more of an album cut song, but nonetheless.
I don't know much enough about it, but it seems like it would be. It seems like it would be. But
it's a fan favorite. It's a fan
very,
favorite.
very interesting.
All right, so let's play a bit of Black by Pearl Jam. Look how the bass comes in.
Sheets of empty canvas, untouched sheets of clay, her legs spread out before me as her body held still. Oh, 5 horizons revolved around the sun as the earth to the sun. Now the air I tasted and breathed has taken a turn. Oh, and all I taught her was everything. I know she gave me all that she wore, and now my bitter hands shake beneath the clouds of what was everything. All the pictures said, all been washed in black, tattooed everything.
Yeah. I just...
It's
such a good song, man.
Even just very neutral, just he's singing conversation, I feel like. Singing thoughts.
Yeah, and I think that's sort of the Eddie Vedder style of things, you know. And actually Stone Gossard wrote this song the music for it, and then Eddie Vedder came in and put the lyrics to it later on. Like, you know, a lot of that, especially this early record, was a lot of that. And I'm not going to go deep into the history of of Pearl Jam and them being like they were a band called Mother Love Bone before any of the Eddie Vedder stuff.
What a name.
And Andrew, there's so much with the stuff, the connections with Soundgarden, Chris Cornell, all that. But there used to be a band called Mother Love Bone. It was pretty much half the guys from Pearl Jam. Andrew Wood, their singer, they got signed. They're about to just blast it, like really popular band. And Andrew Wood dies of a heroin overdose just as the band's they're about to release their debut record, recorded it. He dies, and everything gets like spun on off its axis. And then eventually, though, this is what happens. Because that happens, Mother Love Bone turns into Pearl Jam and becomes like the biggest band on the planet. So it's like insane. And so this was the debut record. So it was literally like the Mother Love Bone stuff. Andrew Wood dies. They're like, what do we do? They got all these songs, and they basically get hooked up with Eddie Vedder. I'm very much truncating this, Pearl Jam fans. I know they're all like, "Wow, you're leaving truncating this." And then eventually they developed Pearl Jam, and actually when this record came out, it took like over a year before it even caught any kind of traction. Like, it was out for like a year before anybody even cared about it. It's crazy, like how long it took for this record to finally like break, and then that was it. Pearl Jam became the biggest band, and still to this day, just released a record this year, still one of the biggest rock bands on the planet. Crazy.
It's just never give up, people. Never give up unless you're just done. Like, being done with a season is different than giving up. Don't give up. You just never know.
Yeah. So I love this song, and I feel like that this song to me, like being Stone Gossard, and I don't know for sure, and maybe some Pearl Jam fanatics out there will let me know, but I feel like this song may have been a little bit of a leftover from those Mother Love Bone days, potentially as a riff, or maybe even came out of that, you know, having still lost, like still reeling from Andrew.
Seems like that would make sense,
you know, and all that. So it could very well have still been in there with Stone Gossard. He big songwriter, one of the main songwriters of Pearl Jam, and also of Mother Love Bone. So, go back, by the way, for anybody out there, if you don't know Mother Love Bone, I implore you, go listen to some Mother Love Bone stuff. You guys are gonna absolutely go bananas for it.
What a
it's
name!
Excellent. It's excellent. Mother Love Bone stuff. Oh, so good. So good. Anyway, okay, Amanda, everybody's waiting.
I know.
The entire Pearl Jam fandom,
I'm sure,
is waiting what that girl is going to think about Black.
Okay.
Having never heard it before, up until like when I just gave it to you this weekend, basically.
I feel like there's a place for it. There's a space for it. I feel that it's going to grow on me further. I think it's appropriate for this show. But with that being said, for me right now, it's at like a 3.3.
Okay.
So it's a little bit above average.
So Black is a little bit above average for you.
A little bit above average.
3.3.
And I think when I originally heard this song, it probably would have been a 3. So I feel like it's creeping up the scale.
Okay.
And I'm just not in a moment where I need this song.
Okay.
Which I think is indicative of a good heartbreak song, or, you know, a lost song is you don't always need it. And so when I will feel it, and it will mean more to me during a cycle in the future, I'm sure. Okay.
All right. I think that's very fair. I think it's very fair. So yeah, we're talking about heartbreak songs. And I think that this, to me, nestles right in on a heartbreak.
Look at you saying the word nestle before I do.
Song playlist, but I think that your rating is fair, because I think, once again, we're talking about a lot of these songs, and they do have to, I think, sometimes come at a certain place in time, depending on where you are in your life, depending where you are mentally, all that. That this song makes sense for you, but I think that this will be a song that you will be adding to your Working Through Life playlist.
I'm almost positive of it.
Yeah,
almost positive of it.
All right.
And, you know, Dave's coming in with some interesting ratings today. He's on the lower side today.
Yeah, Dave is being very polarizing today, but good for him. He's being genuine. So he's saying Pearl Jam gets a 2.2 records from me for Black. All right. And then even going back to, gotta say, I've never been a big Pearl Jam fan.
That's
the only
fair.
song of theirs I could take is Wish List. All right. He's going back to the Sarah McLachlan song for Angel. He said, Sarah only gets 2.8 from me. I can appreciate her voice, the melody, and lyrics, but the combination doesn't quite get there on this song, talking about Angel.
You know,
by
and
Sarah
I
McLachlan.
can completely understand that.
Although Ian is saying I could listen to her sing the phone book.
I agree.
Yeah.
There's something very calming. I could listen to her as elevator music.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she's just got that voice, you know.
Very
just that voice.
soothing.
Yep.
She could sing lullabies very well, in my opinion.
I agree. She has that voice.
Yeah.
The very like motherly,
sweet,
tender
soothing, sweet
voice. Yeah. So, all right, guys, before we jump into more songs, as we do every week, we always get picks from our audience here, from our community. So if Dave Mattingly, of course, has put in the time, done the work, done all the tabulations, and computed what would be good fits for Amanda and I. So my picks that he has given me this week for breakup sadness songs, he goes, my sadness songs are PJ Harvey, Down by the Water, Simon F., Here Comes My Laugh, and Vitamin Z, Burning Flame.
Vitamin Z,
Burning Flame. All right.
That's funny.
Picks for Amanda, a la Dave Mattingly, are Ed's Redeeming Qualities, Sad, Mystic Eyes, I Lost My World, and Elliott Smith, Sweet Adeline, which that is an amazing song. Actually, all Elliott Smith is fantastic. You must listen to Elliott Smith.
I will.
If you know what's good for you, listen.
I promise. If you know what's good for you, Amanda.
Yeah. Dave said, don't be jealous because my life is full of joy.
Well, and you know, honestly, when you're hearing different songs during different times, you know, when you're joyful, these are not the songs. This is not the playlist. You're going to go, I'm going to queue up.
Right.
I know what I'm going to do today. Yeah. I got a joyful heart, so I'm going to go Heartbreak. Like,
so Ian,
you don't do that.
Ian is saying, I like Black as a song, but not a fan of Eddie's voice. Okay. Very fair. And you know, some people are not.
I feel that comment very much. Ian.
Yeah. Yeah. So you guys let us know. We'd love to hear from you. Even if you're listening to the show in the future, in the past, future past, if you're listening to it on demand or on the go, if you're on the podcast feed and you're like, I have my own ratings, we want to hear from you. If you're on Spotify, if you're listening on Spotify, you can actually, there's a comment section. Let us know. We want to know from you. Where would you rate these songs on a scale of 1 to 5 records? We'd want to hear from you. And also leave it as a comment here on YouTube or Facebook. We want to hear from you. Radio Garden State people, you know what? Just DM us. DM us. We'd love to hear
everywhere.
from you guys.
That's right. Back to Ian's comment though, that he's not a fan of Eddie's voice. I agree. Like there's something about that
Yarling.
It seems
it's the yarling. Oh, what was
like he's talking out of the side of his mouth, but singing it like, I don't want tomatoes. Like, I mean, it's so like, how do you land on that signature sound?
It's the yarling, man. It's the yarling. That's what it is.
But how did that even
especially
start?
Yarly in these first two records.
What does Yarly even mean?
It's our it's that.
Like imagine having the confidence get behind a microphone and go, I just want some tacos. Like that seems just too much.
I actually want to hear that song from you. I want
Where's Randall? Randall, we needed a man and one taco song.
You write it. You go on Suno.ai and you write the song.
Should I sing it as Eddie?
You can sing it as Eddie. You can come up with the lyrics too. Yeah. You go, I want you know what? Mark Ronick did this great last week on the AI. So because a lot of these, like you can't just put in like the artist. So he went to ChatGPT and said, what does XYZ? So you could go to ChatGPT. How would you describe Eddie Vedder's sound? And then take that sound and then take that description and then put it into the AI music thing and then write the song like that. I guarantee you're going to get some yarling. Hey now.
It's such an interesting
even flow
approach to sing.
Yes.
And, you know, like, how do you sing? Do you sing
I can't sing at all.
As Chris would sing, or do you sing a certain way because somebody sang that way?
No, I just sing, and my singing is terrible because I cannot sing. So I'm literally, in my voice, I feel like I sound like Ronnie James Dio, but in life, I sound like a chalkboard, like fingernails on a chalkboard.
I don't believe that. Chris
you should believe it. No, ask my wife; she'll tell you. She'll be like, please, just stop. We'll just stop. Yeah. He goes, Dave said, Eddie sings like his lips are sewn together.
Yeah. Kind of. That's exactly what it sounds like. It's just such an interesting
It is
approach of singing.
Yeah. So for hey everybody, if you're just tuning in right now, once again, welcome to Song Swap Showdown. If you're listening to us on Radio Garden State or you're checking us out right here on YouTube and Facebook, we welcome you to the show. Today we are talking about songs about heartbreak and loss. So far we've talked about Angel by Sarah McLachlan and Black by Pearl Jam. We're now diving into our second songs that we have chosen for each other.
We're 51 minutes in, and we're just going on our second.
Well, see, now that we're on radio, we have to it's okay for us to be longer.
Yeah, we have the time.
We have the time because Mike Cam's given us time, so now we're going to use the time. So, listen, everybody, we're on radio now. Like we're syndicated, yo. We have a radio show to do and a podcast at the same time and live stream.
I love it.
Yeah. So your second song to me.
Mm-hmm.
Is REM Everybody Hurts.
Everybody Hurts.
I gotta be honest with you. I purposely haven't listened to this song in ages because I just find it hard to listen to.
So there's no I was like, ooh, story time. There's no story attached to it?
No story time. It's just I find the song to be so I find the song to be a bottomless pit.
Wow.
And and the video is even worse. Like I just can't. Now, is it a nice song? Yes, it's a nice song, but I really struggle with listening to this song. And I like REM, by the way. I do like REM. But there's something about this song I just can't seem to like, and I think it might just be too depressing for me. I think is there such a thing as being too dark? I think it's just too much.
You think this is too dark?
I feel like that this song is just too much.
Of all the music you listen to, this one's too dark.
It just feels like a pit of despair.
Well, it is.
I know, but I can't. I listen to the first few notes and I'm like, oh, I just can't do it. Now, I can't tell because is it a good song? It is a good song.
Okay.
But I just I know the song is written by Bill Berry, who did he was a drummer and all that, so he wrote the song, and it's an anti-suicide song. He wanted to reach out to people who felt no hope and all that, and I get all that. I think the message is great. Like I listened to the song, and I just can't do it, and I don't know if it feels a little. I think the video. Is a lot to handle. It's a lot of these portraits of people looking depressed, sad, miserable, and I don't know. It's different from the ASPCA commercials where I see a lot of sad dogs. I don't know.
I'm trying to process what you're saying because I wasn't expecting you to be like, this is too dark.
It just feels too much like a black hole for me.
Processing.
It's hard to listen to the whole. It's hard for me to get through this song.
Okay. Well.
Oh, Dave's already coming in. I like REM a lot, but Everybody Hurts is another low score for me, just a 2.9.
Wow, Dave is on his joy.
He's on his joy.
I'm glad you're on joy.
I want to say I like REM. I really do. Especially early REM, man. Early REM is insane. Like it's so good. There's something with this song, man, and I don't know. We titled this "Relive the Pain." This song makes me relive pain. It just sounds like pain, and I know it's supposed to be, but it's supposed to be a song of hope. And I gotta be honest, it is. I know how you're like this song's too dark for you, but you listen to Kill Switch Engage, but
I think this is a kind way of singing, everyone goes through it, get over it.
I get
where
that.
It's saying everybody hurts sometimes. You'll get better. This is normal. This is natural. Everyone has this ebb and flow of going through your highs and lows. And so while it's, in my opinion, supposed to be an encouraging song to, hey, don't give up. Everybody goes through this. It'll get better. Chris is like, it's too dark. It triggers me.
I think about the music video for this song, and That's the problem, because this video was on constantly on MTV.
MTV, which I wasn't allowed to watch.
With him in the car, and then it's like he gets out and everybody's just standing there, and it's just I don't know. It's just I have a problem with the song, not with the composition of the song, but the way the song makes me feel.
So interesting.
Like, I know it's a song about hope, but I feel like there's no hope when I listen to the song.
You're not alone, is all it's saying.
And I know it's saying you're not alone. I don't know.
You know what?
Does anybody else am I the weirdo here? I probably am.
I don't think you're a
weird one. What does anybody else think of this song? I want to know. What do you guys think of Everybody Hurts? I know Dave just said it's a 2.9. I get weird with this song. Like, I usually turn it off when it comes on. I hit the skip button.
While we're waiting for people.
This song is a skip for me.
Wow. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do.
But it's not a bad song. So this is I'm in this weird spot where I skip it because I can't listen to it. But is it a good song? Yes, but I can't listen to it. I don't know. This is a weird. I've been trying to think about how to talk about this song for the last few days, and I'm having trouble articulating it.
Okay, that's okay. While we're waiting for people to weigh in what their score of this song is.
By the way, the look on your face, if anybody else is watching the video version of this right now, I think I've just broken Amanda a little bit.
I'm really, so talk about the serial board of Amanda.
I make fun of Amanda a lot with this. But right now, I'm definitely the I'm the serial killer board of Everybody Hurts.
This is my normal path of logic. I mean, it's very simple. Like, I know it might be confusing, but now I'm analyzing Chris's going, I need a new pin. I need a new pin.
Yeah.
Well, let's trigger you a little bit more where you can't pass this song, but you can shut it off after about 30 seconds. Why don't you play a little bit?
Of course. No, listen.
Everybody Hurt.
We're doing the show, and so this is what we do on this show. We listen to music. So here is some Everybody Hurts.
You can plug your ears if you need to.
Is everybody else as weird about this song as I am? I got a feeling I'm just like a weirdo with this.
I love the music of this song too. It's so funny. I'm not gonna not think of you every time I listen to this song.
When your day is long and the night is yours alone.
It's a beautiful song.
When you're sure you've had enough.
I get cringy with it. I don't know why. By the way, string arrangement was done by John Paul Jones from Led Zeppelin, just so everybody knows.
Don't let yourself go. 'Cause everybody cries. Everybody hurts sometimes. Sometimes everything is wrong. Now it's time to sing along. When your day is night, hold on. Hold on. If you feel like letting go.
All right. So everybody got enough of this?
That's all that Chris can stomach. Chris, I'm really shocked by this. I just don't even know what to say.
Right. So I'm saying, okay, let's try to break this down. I'm going to try to break it down a little. Is it a very good song? Yes. Is it a very, very well written song? Yes. All those things are true. So as a very good song from that standpoint and the messaging, and I know it's a very popular song that has helped a lot of people. I mean, it was number 29 in the US. I actually have this record, Automatic for the People. I like this record. This is a good REM record. I skip this song every time. And So I gotta try to break this down. As a song itself, it's a very good song, and I would give the song itself 4 records.
Oh.
But I can't listen. But I have a
Wow.
hard time listening to this song.
Hmm.
Dave says, I have a feeling I'd like Everybody Hurts at more a 1.25 speed. You know what? Can we do that?
Oh, I don't know. That would be
Can
fascinating.
I speed the song up? I know you can speed up podcasts.
I know, and audiobooks for sure.
Let me see. Can I do that? I don't know if I could do that.
I don't know.
Let me see.
Dave, I think you might be onto something.
Not letting me. No, I don't know if I could do that
Well,
with a song. At
in
least not on Spotify, I don't think.
I feel like at the current cadence and speed, it's like if I'm sitting down talking to somebody who's suffering, having a hard time, and I'm talking. If I said those words at the same speed in which the song is singing it, like Everybody Hurts, it's on pace for a good conversation.
You know, I think the music video to me for this song too, because they played it so much on MTV and it used to be on. I feel like the music video really makes me feel like there's no hope. It's so artsy and so like. So 90s art. I don't know. I just don't know how to. I'm having a hard time articulating how I'm feeling with this.
But you still gave it 4 records.
I gave it 4 records, but I can't listen to it. I gotta skip it. I don't even want to watch. I'm like, I had the video on just as I was like going like this. And I'm like, I'm having a hard time watching this video. It's a song that I just can't deal with this song.
Well, Ian's coming in with some comments here based on his picks. So I guess let's go up to his song picks for the week, and then let's dive into that last comment that he just posted.
Okay. Is it this one?
No. So
am I going?
Yeah. Well, let's go to his song. Let me go find this song.
That is his song pick.
Here we go.
Okay. Thank you.
My songs from Australia this week are Wasn't Good, Tina Arena. You Weren't in Love with Me, Billy Field, and Little Things by Jessica Mauboy, maybe?
Go with Mauboy.
And then so he has said the recording of the Jessica Mauboy song is on my list, was done with her crying during the recording, which they left in, and it really makes the song. So I feel like maybe it was very intentional to artistically display the video the way they did, Chris. I'm not expecting you to be so triggered.
I just I guess the song's triggering for me in that way. And there's no specific event that has caused it, by the way. I just want to share that openly. It's not like this song's attached to some horrible moment in my life or something traumatic. I don't know, man. There's something with the song, and it just makes me kind of cringe.
Okay.
But not like cringe in a cringy way. Just like, I just gotta skip it.
Well,
I can't listen to it.
Yeah, that's okay. I mean,
but it's also a really good song. So that's why I do give it 4 records. But for me personally, I hit skip every time.
You know what? Maybe you're just protecting your sense.
But I listen to a lot of like, I listen to some stuff, and I like emotional music. I mean, I listen to tons of stuff. I mean, I listen to a lot of singer-songwriter stuff. I listen to a lot of very personal, introspective music. Yeah. Just this one for me, man. I don't know. I just can't.
That's okay.
I feel like I can't let this song in. I don't know.
Who knows what would happen if you did?
Who knows? The world might end. Maybe. Maybe this is the key to everything. Maybe if I listen to the song all the way through,
the world will just end.
You know, I will say when I originally got this record and all that, I mean, I didn't actually have a problem with this song. It's something that grew over time. And I'm like,
I think it may stem specifically from the video.
It might be from the video because the video is tough to watch for me. For me, by the way, everybody, because I'm the weirdo in the room right now. So
no, I'm hearing you. I just wasn't expecting it.
I know.
I'm surprised.
I didn't think you would expect it. But here it is. I'm weird about Everybody Hurts.
Everybody Hurts is too powerful of a song almost.
It's too powerful for me to listen to.
And I can respect that.
Everybody Hurts.
Okay. Thank you for
too much for me to deal with, but it's a 4-record song.
Thank you for the 4 records regardless. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. So your second song to me, which you're shocked that I didn't hear.
I'm blown away that you had never heard Pictures of You by The Cure.
Pictures of You by The Cure.
How did you not ever heard this before? You're an 80s kid too. Like we talk about 80s, but this is a huge
we normally talk a little bit before you play it, but let's play a little bit of it. So people who maybe don't know it like I did
Well, okay, I'll
can
play a little
listen
bit
to
of
it.
it because
Play a little bit of it because
it's got a long intro too. So,
and I'm positive Dave has heard it.
Of
Ian,
course he
I'm
has.
curious if you have heard it.
Dude,
And
everybody's heard The
Lonick probably.
Cure. The
I
Cure is one of the
hadn't.
greatest bands in the world. One of the greatest bands in the world.
Honestly.
I've been looking so long at these pictures of you that I almost believe that they're real.
I mean, what a lie!
I've been living so long with my pictures of you that I almost believe that the pictures are all I can feel.
I mean, come on. Can we just talk about how amazing of an opening lines that those are? Holy, beautiful. It's poetry. Absolute poetry. Dave, back me up, buddy. All Cure fans need to show up right now.
Remembering you, standing quiet in the rain, as I ran to your heart to be near. And we kissed as the sky fell in, holding you close. How I always held close in your fear.
Just butter.
Remembering you, running soft through the night. You were bigger, brighter, wider than snow. Screamed at the make-believe, screamed at the sky. And you finally found all your courage to let it all go.
All right. Unlike Everybody Hurts, I can listen to this song on repeat.
You know, so when I hear this song,
It's so damn good.
and I hope this doesn't offend anyone.
Oh boy.
No, but when I hear it, it doesn't really do much to me. I don't know that I would notice it one way or the other. I just would feel like it's playing. It's very comfortably ear pleasing. Like it's not a song that is disruptive into my brain. It is one that I would just continue to have a workflow with, where there are certain songs that snap me out of a workflow and I start like getting into and singing and enjoying. This is just one of them. If it was on a playlist and I was listening to our playlist, I would just go on like autopilot of listening and working. It doesn't pull anything out of me. Not a thing, Chris.
All right. So you must be dead inside, I guess. So Rolling Stone magazine placed this song 278 on their list of 500 greatest songs of all time.
I think 200. We're having a whole conversation through.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is coming off of one of the greatest records ever recorded, by the way. Disintegration. Over 2 million copies sold in America. One of the greatest. There was an entire South Park episode where they talked about Disintegration. And then Mecca, Robert Smith had to fight Mecca Barbara Streisand, if you remember that episode.
I didn't watch South Park at all.
So anyway,
I'm silly like that.
This is one of the greatest songs in the world.
Okay, let's not that
I can listen to on repeat. This is, by the way, this is an eternity playlist song.
Okay, so let's dissect this a little bit because
obviously it's not for you because you said I feel nothing. She feels nothing when she hears this song, guys.
I don't even know that I would break into a sway.
Oh my gosh.
If it just popped on. Like I'm very intrigued that this is one of your
such an emotional
eternity
song.
playlist.
I love this song.
I feel emotionless when I listen to this. Emotionless.
Ian, I enjoy The Cure, but it wasn't a big hit in Australia. Number 89, 71 in America, reaching higher in UK at 24. That's fine. I know it charted, but still, it is a chef's kiss of a song.
Well, let's say
Pictures of You.
It's poetry. You said it's the beginning lines of poetry. Well,
it is.
And according to songfacts.com, it's based off an essay.
Yeah.
Called The Dark Power of Ritual Pictures. So to some degree, it is based on poetry. So for it to sound like poetry to you, or the lyrics hit you as if it's poetry, and I'm not a big poetry person. I'm going to be very real.
Mm-hmm.
Like the whole like quiet clap, snap. I'm not a snapper.
Because of all the poetry things that you've been to in your life.
I've not been to like any. Remember, I'm a
Spoken
pinky
word.
snapper.
Yeah, I love how your example of poetry is stuff from like 1950s, like underground poetry clubs, like poetry slam clubs.
I
Yeah,
really
Beat Generation poets.
this song really pulls out zero in me.
Oh
It
my
really
gosh,
does.
Dave!
Middle of the packet for
Holy
Dave.
crap! Listen,
3.3.
Close to You, Just Like Heaven, Fire and Cairo, Lullaby, Love Song, Love Cats, Friday. Yeah, those are all great songs. Pictures of You, middle of the pack, 3.3. I thought Dave. Oh my gosh.
I don't think Dave. I mean, 3.3 compared to what he's been rating other songs. That's the highest
True.
of the list so far.
I get it. I have a different relationship with this song than I guess that other people have.
Do you remember having a connection to this song during a certain time that you really are connected to this song?
I think The Cure is an amazing band, and this song to me is just a great song. I think it's a very well written song. To me, it's very catchy. It's just that mood.
What is okay?
You and I are truly showing our opposites. See, and you said this show wasn't going to be fun today. And guess what? Guys, are you having fun hearing and listening and watching this right now?
I didn't mean that we weren't gonna have fun doing it. I thought it would be more of a sad song. So let's see here. Okay, so first of all, you said this song is catchy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how this song can be defined as catchy.
Because it is, man.
It's so like
I've been looking so long at these pictures of you. I mean, that's catchy. That that bass line and the whole guitar. Oh,
I would argue none of our songs that we've listened to are catchy songs.
True, but this one is the catchiest.
But it's so just it's. I'm going to let you have your love for this song because I would never take away that from you.
I know you want it.
For
but
me,
you don't feel the same way.
I don't hate the song.
Okay.
But it's just not a song that I would remember or checkmark like in no way. You know how you just walk past certain people and you don't pay any mind to them. There's nothing about them that causes you to glance at them. No hair, like their face, hair, appearance, nothing about them stands out. And they're just people in a crowd that you never notice. This song to me is a song in the crowd. And I'm not in any way seeing like a spark of light from I'm so sorry.
All right.
But with that being said, Chris, it's not a terrible song. It didn't speak to me. So because it's not terrible, I'm just giving it like 3 records. It's okay. It's average. There's not much.
Well, apparently you and Dave are in agreement.
I can't say, you've given me some songs I'm like, oh, I hate this song. Like, I've hated some songs you've given me. This, I can't say that. It just does 0 for me.
Okay. All right. You have spoken.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
I'm so sorry. But Ian, let's go back to Ian's comment because it kind of got waved over. Whoops. My brother is an award-winning poet in Australia. I just think that is such a big deal, Ian.
It is.
And congratulations to him.
Yes.
I'd love to read.
They don't finger snap at
his award-winning
readings.
They clap real big. Big clappers for Ian's brother.
Yes, that is awesome.
And then Ian saying, Amanda's picture of you is blurry. Oh, my picture of me is blurry. Oh gosh, my internet.
Picture,
I'm hoping that I'm better now. My internet, I don't think is doing very well.
So it looks good on this side.
Okay, good.
I guess we'll hear it back on the recording.
Absolutely.
All right.
I'll take blurry over being able to be heard. So that's good.
Yes.
All right, Chris.
Okay. All right, guys.
My third and final song to you was...
It was something I'd never heard before.
I was hoping. I knew I gave you 2 that. The first 2 I knew you had heard.
Yeah, no, this was a new one. This was Memory Lane by Haley Joelle. Joelle. Haley Joelle. Talk to me about the song. Where did you find this? Where did you hear it? Or
so
did you just random this song?
This is a recent song that I found probably this last year.
Okay.
As I was going through my working through life playlist, and as it ends, certain recommendations come up.
Mm-hmm.
And this is one of them that, was recommended about a year ago. And so I like the sound of it,
Mm-hmm.
and I like the lyrics of it. And I thought it would be perfect for this particular episode, because sometimes, heartache, heartbreak isn't always about a breakup. Sometimes
Right.
it can be about a loss of a loved one or something
Mhm.
like that. And I think this song could be can fit into a love lost or a loved one that has been
Right.
lost. And I like the lyrics.
Okay. All right. No, very, very good. Very good. I was interested to see where you'd heard this from. So
Here we go. Let me grab the coffee.
No. So this is coming from songtell.com, by the way, because I was trying to do some research because I hadn't heard it before. So on songtell.com, they talk about Memory Lane. It says Memory Lane by Haley Joelle is about the narrator's longing for someone who is no longer with them. The chorus describes how the narrator enjoys reliving memories of this person as it feels they are able to spend time with them again, which I think is very sweet. It's very sweet. The post-chorus reveals that the narrator only sees this person in her head and that memories are the only way they can connect with them. I think that's very, very true for a lot of people. The first verse describes a particular memory in detail, showing how the narrator remembers everything about this person, including the sound of their bad jokes and the color of their coat. The second verse highlights how memories are becoming more important as the years go by, and how a narrator wishes this person could be around for special occasions. The chorus repeats the idea of walking down memory lane as a way of reconnecting with this person, bringing back memories of their interactions. The outro emphasizes the importance of memories, and the narrator stating that they would do anything to keep reliving happy times they shared. So I think that's a very, very sweet. Just saw Ian's. I think it's a very sweet song. I mean, I think that it's just true for a lot of people that your memories. We say it all the time, right? When somebody's gone, whether they're like gone, like, or they're like
just out of your life.
Yeah. That the memories are the thing that lives, that stuff lives on for as long as you can remember, but like certain things are triggering to those memories, right? Pictures, smells, songs, objects, like these things have power, and so it's amazing when those things happen, you can get instantly brought right back into a moment as if it was like it just happened, and it could be like years like that happened.
I know.
But some memories are so strong. It's crazy how the mind works like that.
It is. And do you ever wonder, and I didn't until just now, and now I'm going to think about this for way too long, how many memories we are in other people's brains?
No, I never thought about it like that. But that's an interesting perspective.
Because I have memories of people. So if I think of, or if I see them on Facebook, I typically absorb what they just posted, but I will instantly typically go into a memory I've had of that person.
Yeah, it is. I will agree. Yeah, sometimes it'll be like, if I see them on Facebook or Instagram and I see a picture of somebody I haven't seen in like, 10, 15 years or longer.
Yeah.
You go, wow. And then you go, I remember this time with this part. And it was like 25 years ago, 30 years ago. And like, you boom, get brought right back there. It's crazy how that happens.
I'd be curious, or maybe not curious, to know the memories that people have of myself and you. Like, what was it about those memories or that time that's their core memory of who we are?
It is crazy. Like, and you go, I don't know why I remember that the way I do, but yet I do. Yeah, and it wasn't like anything maybe special, but I remember it.
The fact that they have a place in our brain.
Yeah, memory unlocked. Core memory unlocked.
Yes, very, very interesting. Yeah. So this song, I think, is just a great representation of remembering a lot of different people, potentially. Someone that that means a lot to you, or just someone who, there was a season of life that they were in. Yeah.
All right, so let's listen to a little bit of Memory Lane by Haley Joelle.
And Ian saying, I don't think I've heard this one. Can we hear some, please? Well, you are getting it, Ian, right now.
Getting it right now.
Getting right now. This one's for you, Ian.
I walk down memory lane, 'cause I love running into you. How are you? I'm doing great, and I have you back for a few. I just love the idea when I see you in my head. That's why I walk down memory lane, 'cause it's the only place that I have you again.
So sweet.
It is very sweet.
You tell me all your bad jokes. I laugh when the punchlines end. You're wearing your yellow coat, the one you were wearing when we danced in your old kitchen. I still miss it every day. I'll always laugh at all your bad jokes while I keep walking down this road, 'cause it's all that I have left of you. No, there's nothing left for us to do here on earth. So all our memories are my all-time favorite movie. The older that I get, the more I can't let you go yet. Every birthday and holiday, wish you were here to celebrate. So I walk down memory lane.
All right.
'Cause
The
I
song's
love
actually almost over. It's actually not a very long song. It's only
No.
2 minutes and 34 seconds.
As
So,
Chris would say, it didn't overstay its welcome.
did not overstay its welcome, which is very important. Very important. So, just real quick, too, a little bit about Haley is she is, of course, from Strong Island, New York.
There you go.
So, Long Island. And she is mostly known for TikTok, by the way. That's where she really broke through, was on TikTok. And that was around 2020. And her song, this song, Memory Lane, was actually featured in an Amazon Prime movie, which was actually their number one most watched non-English language movie called Culpa Mia.
Interesting.
Did not know this movie. Do you know
That is
this
very
movie?
interesting. I don't know.
Do you know Culpa Mia?
Mm-mm.
It's a Spanish romantic dramedy film directed by Domingo Gonzalez in his directorial feature debut, starring
Interesting.
Nicole Wallace and Gabriel Guevara.
Interesting.
Yeah, I do not know this movie, but apparently this song is featured in it, and that also helped it like really get known, get it out there more.
Sure.
So this is also, she released her own record, or I guess her 12-song debut project, they're calling it, Two Places at Once, in November of 2022. And she won the International Rookie of the Year award at the Dennis Pop Awards in Sweden.
Well done.
Look at that. So, okay, so what do I think about this song? It's a very sweet song. I love the message behind the song. There's actually, I hate to, but it's only because I recently saw this, to be honest with you, and then you sent me this song.
Mhm.
This was like maybe about 2 weeks ago while you're on vacation, going through TikTok and stuff.
Mhm.
And there was a song, or there was a TikTok creator who did a really funny reel. I gotta sneeze. Hold on.
Well, while Chris is sneezing.
There I go. So I'm not sneezing on the air. Woo! That was a sneeze. So there was a funny TikTok creator who actually did, and it was a woman. I can't remember, but she does voices. And so she started doing like every version of like indie folk artists or indie singer-songwriter women, and she was doing like all the different sounds like of how women sing with like the whisper
and the
mousy,
raspiness.
yeah. And I was dying because I go, man, she nailed it. And one of the voices that she did was sort of this voice, this like kind of mousy sounding voice, which is, I guess I would have to describe her voice. Like, it's very small sounding, her voice.
Mhm.
And yeah, but so when I heard this song, it just totally made me think of that TikTok where the woman was.
See, this lady is living in your head.
She's living in my head rent free now.
Rent free because of her mouse saying.
It's so hilarious. So anyway, I like this song, and I do agree. I like that it's short because it's very piano ballady and all that. And I feel like that if it had gone on for another 30 to 60 seconds, it would be like, all right, enough is I get it, because it doesn't change that much. I mean, there's some cool movements in it, but it tells the story, and once the story's over, it's out. And I like that, and I appreciate that. Does not overstay its welcome. And I think that helps the song out a lot. I thought it was a very sweet song. I got to listen to it a few more times, but I like it. I think it's above average. So I would nestle in. See, now you got me seeing nestle.
You
got-
nestle.
You have nestle rent free in my head now. Too. So I would give this song a 3.4 records is where I feel that this song lives for me.
And I think that's fair.
I think it's a very sweet song. I really like the lyrics of this song. I think that's the thing I connect to the most is I think the lyrics are just great. I like the story.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I need to turn it off like Everybody Hurts. It doesn't suck me into a black hole of pit of despair. I don't have to skip this one.
So where would this land if you were just listening to a radio station and this one came on? Would you instantly, do you think, be captivated by the lyrics? Do you think you'd instantly go, huh?
I don't know, to be honest with you. It depends where I'm at. I may kind of blend into the background because it feels very background-ish. But this is one of these songs that once you kind of listen to it, you get like, oh, I see where this is going. I feel like if I was out like at the cafe or whatever working or if it came on a playlist, I probably would just be like, oh, this is nice. It's nice background music. It's very nice sounding.
It is.
I don't want to skip it, but I don't know if I would choose to play it. But in a mix, I would be like, this is cool. I can vibe.
The flow can keep going.
Yeah. But I think that I don't know if I would listen to the lyrics day one. I think because you gave it to me and I lived with
the intent of this episode.
Right. And I was like, ooh, and then I did the little background on her and all that. It's like, okay, I get this. So I think it's a cute song. I love the idea. I love the idea core of memories. And I like that.
Yes.
You see this thing, you hear it, you smell it, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And it unlocks like this memory of this person that either is out of your life or isn't with us anymore. And I think that that's a very sweet thing.
And I think this song could also have landed on our Stalker show.
Very possible.
Very possible. I think that very sweet because hey, the Alison Krauss did like there were when you sing it a certain way, maybe with a little bit more of a haunting element, stalkerish. Stalker, you're in my brain forever.
Yeah.
And ever. Well, I receive your 3.4 records. Thank you very, very much.
Well, you are very, very welcome. So that's 3.4 records for what was her name again? Haley? Haley Joelle. Sorry. I was about to say Joelle Haley for a second. Haley Joelle, Memory Lane.
Double first names are hard.
So if you guys like that, go over, find her on Spotify. I'm sure she's on other platforms as well. She's got music videos and she's on TikTok. So follow her, support her if you dig that one.
Absolutely. All right. Your third and final song to me, Chris Baglio, as we are wrapping up this show, is the one and only. I don't know if I can say that, but I'm going to pretend it's one and only to you.
Right.
All I Wanted by Paramore. Did not know this song.
Do you know who Paramore is?
No.
You don't know who Paramore is?
No.
Wow.
You've never given me Paramore, so I don't know who they are.
Oh.
No, okay. I don't think you have.
Wow. All right.
No. Okay. And I'll be honest. The sentiment I shouldn't have song fact check this. Because the song facts just sounds pathetic. Where if I would have just listened to the song, I think I would have liked the song even like a little bit better than her basically going, oh, well, my boyfriend was going away and I just was going to feel lonely and blah, blah, blah. So I'm going to write a song. Like, he was still with you. He was traveling.
Yeah, he was just traveling.
He was just traveling.
But you know what? I will say at this time, like, Paramore has been around for a while. Haley's been singing since she was like 13 years old in bands. And when they probably wrote this, she probably still wasn't even like back in 2009. She may not even been like 20 yet. So
okay. And so, you know what? Adding that gives context because
she was still very young.
When you are in love, when you're young, time away can feel like eternity. So I'll give a little grace with that.
Yeah. I mean, I will say that she was,
all right.
I mean, and even younger when they, first started. But so she's 35 years old now. She was born in 1988.
And when did this song come out?
So in 2009 is when the song came out.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll give her grace though. I'm going to give her grace.
Give her some grace.
Because she's not a full grown woman who sang this song when it first came out.
Right. This was like on her third like record.
I feel like when I'm thinking of heartbreak, heartache, loss, I'm thinking you ain't getting back together type of thing. Right. So for this, it's just like, oh, but he'll be back next weekend. This doesn't feel the same. But if I didn't know the story behind the song,
Yeah.
I'm a little like tainted about it now.
Don't be tainted. It's still
No.
really, it's a really good song. Like you can still feel like, okay, you know, like it is what she wrote the song and it came from that place for her. But like how you make the song.
Yeah.
Is,
It was very interesting to me this week, Chris, because I feel like I know it's probably the topic of the episode,
yeah.
but I just feel like all the songs are just so like blah. There's nothing, there weren't any like heartbreak, I'm gonna break you songs, like revenge songs. And I know we've done revenge episodes,
yeah,
and that was fun. This is just like strictly like
it's sappy.
Melancholy type of
we did a revenge songs episode and we'll probably
we
do
did
another
we
one.
did. So this song I was just kind of like another
heartbreaking loss, like so
Yeah,
it's not always about anger at
no
sometimes.
it's not, but being that this was the last song of the 6-song cycle, as I was listening to it over and over, like by the time we got to this one, and so had it been in a different position of the playlist, I may have not been so like critical of it. And I'm not being critical of it really, because it's a fine song. Just by the time it got around, I was like, oh my God, can we move on? Can it be next week's episode already?
This is the most emo episode of Song Swap Showdown ever.
Absolutely. And I was like, I'm just kind of ready to be past the like blah. Let's get past the blahs. But how perfect of like when you're going through grief or sadness, like you get to that point where like I'm just ready to be out of the blah.
Right. Yeah,
So
you're ready to move on.
This is the perfect, we're ready to get out of the blah and move on song. Like we're going to give ourselves like one more good cry and then we're done.
Mm-hmm.
This is the one more good cry song.
Yes. And I love the way I love Haley's voice. I think she's great. And I love the way she sings a song. Like she really gets up there, man. Like she gets that high register. Like I think that's very cool. I don't know. You seem so like about this
Well,
song.
I think Dave just hit it on the head on the nail on the head. Amanda has a hankering for a murder board revenge. I feel like that might be.
We may just need to do another revenge after show.
This one, like, all right, I cried enough. Yeah. Now it's on to revenge.
Yeah. All right, you want me to play this one?
Sure, fine.
Oh my God!
I'm just like kidding.
No, you're not.
I know.
You're not kidding. I love Paramore. Well, at least these first few records are amazing.
I mean, the musically it's pretty.
Think of me when you're out there.
Good.
I'll beg you nice from my knees. And when the world treats you way too fairly, well, it's a shame I'm a dream. All I wanted was you. All I wanted was you.
The look on your face is just, you're so bored. You're so bored.
I honestly, by the
You're
time,
so
like
bored.
I said, the end of those 6 songs on our playlist, it gets boring. And I think no one wants to be stagnant in that place of blah.
Look at Dave.
Well,
Paramore is a big winner for me today with a 3.8.
look at the winner for Dave is only at a 3.8. I think it argues these songs are hard to rate great sometimes.
Ian said, I'm a huge fan of sad songs. The more I cry, the happier I am. Look,
Ian,
this was the episode
that's
for
a
Ian.
mystery. This is Ian's episode.
Now, will be interesting to see is how this does on the feed, because our 80s breakup song, like I said, is our sixth most downloaded episode.
Hey, I'll take it. All right. So I don't dislike this song.
Okay.
I really don't. I'm bored of the songs at
I think
this
you're bored
point.
of this theme.
Yes, I'm bored of the theme at this point. And so that sounds awful because I love doing the show. I'm not bored of doing the show. I'm just like, oh,
you're like, I just gotta get out of this.
Yeah,
I gotta get
like
out of this vortex.
Slap myself out of.
You're like the
content.
everybody hurts of this theme.
Everybody hurts. Move on.
Move on. Skip.
Skip. All right. So with that being said, I'm still going to give this 3 records. I think it's still a very good song. It's just not. So Chris, this week you're at a 9.3 for your sad songs, your heartbreak, heartache songs.
Right.
I'm at 11.9, which isn't saying much.
You're at 11.9, but you've won the Song Swap Showdown.
I have, but I also stacked it. I kind of broke the rules, gave you a couple songs but they seemed very relevant.
Well, they were relevant.
Seemed very relevant.
Even though I gave one song, I said I would skip one song, but I didn't give it I still give it 4 records because it's a really good song. I have a hard time listening to it.
Which is, I think that's fair.
I agree with Ian though on this. I think Chris is still in a state of shock. I agree. I am still a little shocked over
pictures of you.
The Cure pictures of you. I just am a little flabbergasted from that one, but I'll get over it, guys. By next week, I'll be over it.
Absolutely. It'll give him a whole week, but he'll get there.
Yeah.
But this was, you know what? The wheel spoke. We delivered.
The wheel spoke.
And we hope you enjoyed 6 songs that helped you relive your pain.
Yes.
We know Ian loves a good cry, so hopefully he'll listen to our playlist, which all of our songs are located on Spotify. It is our Song Swap Showdown 2024 playlist. You can find all of the songs from this season right there. It is quite the eclectic playlist.
It is.
It's a good conversation starter if you're having a party. So hit that play button.
100%. So, all right. So listen, I want to take this time real quick to thank our official Patreon members, Amy White, Mark Ronick, Dave Mattingly, Ian from Australia, and Johnny Beyond in the back of the Cereal Box crew. Thank you so much for your generosity and for supporting us over on Patreon. If you want to support us on Patreon, you could do that by, if you're watching this, you could scan the QR code on screen or use the link in our show notes. You can also go over to patreon.com/Song Swap Showdown. We have memberships there for as low as $1.50, our famous Costco hot dog and soda combo. And as I was telling Amanda before, and I think I was saying this, is that also now, on top of doing the videos, Amanda and I have been going in there, posting videos, things like that. Also now started doing like a little weekly radio show in there, which is your own personal audio feed to listen to, where you can make requests that I'll play something, and I'll dedicate it to you and everybody else or whatever. But really playing new music, stuff that's getting dropped that week. This last one, we played new songs by Killers and Snow Patrol and some others. So check it out. It's about a 45-minute long audio feed that is only for Patreon members, where you can listen to me play some new music and some requests as well. And Ian's been happy because I've been playing some Australian pub rock the last 2 weeks in there.
Look at that.
Yeah. So guys, put your requests in there because I will play that in your own personal little radio show just for our Patreon members. Absolutely. And Dave is saying there are plenty of heartbreak songs that I love, but none of the picks this time really hit me the right way. Very fair.
And, in the musical world, there is no shortage of heartbreak songs.
Nope, not at all. And Ian's saying Amanda needs more Aussie music in her life to relieve her of her boredom. Yeah.
I think I'm hoping the wheel of show themes absolutely produces a very, very wild topic for next week.
Absolutely. I think it will. I think it will. So before we spin the wheel, I
Yes.
do want to quickly say to all our Radio Garden State listeners, guys, first of all, thank you so much for hanging out with us here on Radio Garden State, because that is where we keep New Jersey loud, everybody. For those of you that don't know, I am on the air also on every Tuesday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. spinning tunes. And so you want to keep it tuned. After we're off the air, stay tuned to Radio Garden State, because not only do we have more music coming up, but at 12 o'clock, we got Greetings from the Garden State from 12 to 1 p.m. with Mr. Mike Ham. Then the Sleevy G Show from 2 to 3 p.m., more tunes, and then Mike Ham's coming back on live from 4 to 6 p.m. to keep you entertained with the Radio Garden State Happy Hour. Then at 6 o'clock, we got OMG Tarot. 7 o'clock, Talking Tacos, and then more music, and I think maybe even a repeat of this show. So, guys, there is music and shows on Radio Garden State all day. So keep it tuned here. Stay entertained. If you want to support Radio Garden State, a few quick ways you could do it. A, share it with 5 friends today. Tweet out the link or text the link to 5 friends. Tell them to listen to RadioGardenState.com. You can also, there's also a Patreon for Radio Garden State as well. So if you head over to RadioGardenState.com, you can hit that support button and find out ways that you could support Radio Garden State. And of course, there's a shop there as well. So get your Radio Garden State merch. And one last thing, you can listen to Radio Garden State right now 3 great ways. RadioGardenState.com, hit the player button. You can listen to it. Number 2, download the TuneIn app, and you can listen to us anywhere. As long as you got the TuneIn app, you just search for Radio Garden State. And number 3, you can now ask Alexa to play Radio Garden State by saying, Alexa, play Radio Garden State on TuneIn. So do all those things. And we're also going to be available on the Odyssey app very, very soon. We got approved. It is coming. So that'll be another way to listen to Radio Garden State. You basically take Radio Garden State anywhere with you in the world. Ian's listening to us. He's in Australia. It's a great thing. Listening to
it is
shows
really
in Jersey-based music. So, guys, keep it tuned there. All right, Amanda.
Yes.
It is the time.
Show up for me, Wheel of Show themes, and let's spin for next week's show theme.
All right.
What's it going to be? What is it going to be?
Spin the wheel. Spinning a wheel. All right, guys, we got still tons of themes on here.
Mm-hmm.
Let me hit shuffle.
But if you want to add some to our show, send us a message and we will get them put on this wheel.
Yep. All right. I've shuffled the wheel.
Oh boy.
Let's spin it. Let's see what next week's show theme will be.
The suspense.
Spin the wheel.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. What is it?
This is an interesting one.
Mythology and legends. Songs inspired by myths, legends, and folklore.
Interesting.
Interesting.
I think that was a Song Facts one, by the way. I think that was when we were trying to fill in with other themes. We were like, what does Song Facts have? And I think this was
interesting. Okay.
All right. Challenge accepted.
Yes.
So songs. So next week's theme is songs inspired by myths, legends, and folklore. So mythology and legends, guys. That's what we're doing. This will be interesting because this is always one of those themes you're like, wait, what? And then all of a sudden, like a gajillion songs come up.
Yes, because there is a lot of folklore songs and a lot within folk song, even. You know, I'm gonna have fun with this one. I feel like I'm gonna dig deep. I'm glad we have a week to prepare.
Yeah, get ready for a lot of Iron Maiden songs.
And you know what's gonna be crazy is Dave within 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Even with as unique of a topic as next week is,
right?
He's going to have his suggestions loaded right to us.
Yep. He just said mythology and legends. Nice.
He's already got 6 in his brain ready to go.
Here it comes. Yeah. So listen, guys, we ask every week as we do the show, play along with us. Let us know, because honestly, a lot of times we will pick from your suggestions as well and put them in, add them to our playlist. So we will post this on our Facebook page, in our Facebook group, which you can join for free. And we want to hear your suggestions. What would make your playlist for the theme mythology and legends, songs inspired by myths, folklore, legends, whatever it is. We want to hear them. We want to see them. And who knows, your pick or picks may wind up on our playlist. Yeah. Dave's saying that topic is well represented in my library. All right, everybody. We will see you next week. Take care. Love you all. Bye.